Across Europe, there are places where clocks stopped ticking decades ago. Streets remain frozen in time. Schools still hold dusty books. Homes stand untouched, as if their owners vanished overnight. Some were destroyed by war, others by nuclear disaster, and some were simply abandoned when the world moved on. Today, we're traveling across Europe to uncover the continent's most haunting abandoned cities and ghost towns. From the radioactive ruins of Ukraine to forgotten villages swallowed by forests and snow, these places reveal terrifying, fascinating stories about human history. And trust me, some of these locations look like scenes straight out of a horror movie. Let's begin. Number 1. Pripyat, in Ukraine. No abandoned city in Europe is more famous than Pripyat. Built in 1970 in northern Ukraine, Pripyat was a modern Soviet city created for workers at the nearby Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Nearly 50,000 people lived here. The city had schools, supermarkets, swimming pools, and even an amusement park that never officially opened. Then came April 26, 1986. A reactor at the Chernobyl plant exploded during a failed safety test, releasing massive amounts of radioactive material into the atmosphere. Residents were told they would leave for only a few days. Most never returned. Today, Pripyat remains frozen in time. Children's toys still sit inside abandoned classrooms. Trees grow through apartment buildings, and radiation still contaminates parts of the city. Nature has slowly reclaimed the area, turning one of the Soviet Union's proudest cities into one of the world's most famous ghost towns. Number 2. Oradour-sur-Glane, France. Some ghost towns were abandoned because of tragedy. Oradour-sur-Glane in France was once a peaceful village. But during World War II, in June 1944, Nazi soldiers entered the town. In just a few hours, hundreds of civilians were killed. The village was burned and destroyed. After the war, French President Charles de Gaulle ordered the ruins to remain untouched as a memorial. Today, visitors walk through silent streets filled with rusted bicycles, sewing machines, and abandoned homes. Unlike other ghost towns, Oradour-sur-Glane was never rebuilt. It remains exactly as it was left after one of the darkest moments in European history. Number 3. Krakow, in Italy. High on a hill in southern Italy sits Krakow, one of Europe's most cinematic ghost towns. The medieval village dates back nearly 1,000 years. For centuries, families lived among its stone streets and ancient churches. But Krakow suffered from a deadly combination of problems. Landslides, earthquakes, and poor infrastructure slowly made the town unsafe. By the 1960s, residents began relocating. A major landslide in 1963 accelerated the evacuation. Eventually, Krakow became completely abandoned. Today, the empty hilltop village attracts photographers, historians, and filmmakers. Movies like The Passion of the Christ and Quantum of Solace used Krakow as a filming location because of its haunting beauty. Standing above the surrounding valleys, the deserted town almost looks like a forgotten kingdom from another era. Number 4. Pyramiden, Svalbard, located in Norway. Far above the Arctic Circle lies one of the world's strangest ghost towns. Pyramiden, located on the Norwegian archipelago of Svalbard, was once a thriving Soviet mining settlement. At its peak during the Cold War, more than 1,000 people lived here. The town had schools, apartments, a library, sports halls, and even what was once considered the world's northernmost grand piano. But after coal prices dropped and the Soviet Union collapsed, the settlement became economically impossible to maintain. In 1998, residents abandoned the town almost overnight. Because of the freezing Arctic climate, many buildings remain astonishingly preserved. Desks still hold books. Beds remain made. Posters hang on walls. It's as if time itself stopped here. Today, only a handful of caretakers and tourists occasionally visit Pyramiden. Number 5. Kalmanskap, Namibia's European connection. Technically, this next ghost town isn't in Europe, but its story is deeply connected to European colonial history. Kalmanskap, located in present-day Namibia, was once a wealthy German diamond mining town. Built during German colonial rule in the early 1900s, the town became incredibly rich after diamonds were discovered in the desert. Residents lived luxurious lifestyles with theaters, schools, hospitals, and elegant European-style homes. But once the diamonds began running out, people quickly abandoned the settlement. Now, The Namib Desert is swallowing the buildings whole. Sand pours through windows. Dunes fill ballrooms and bedrooms. The result is one of the most surreal abandoned places on Earth. Number 6. Centralia of Europe, Varosha, Cyprus. Varosha was once one of the Mediterranean's most glamorous tourist destinations. Located in Cyprus, the district attracted celebrities, wealthy tourists, and thousands of visitors every year during the 1960s and early 1970s. Luxury hotels lined the beaches. Restaurants and shops thrived. Then, in 1974, conflict erupted following a Turkish invasion of Cyprus. Residents fled almost immediately. The area was sealed off by military fences and remained largely untouched for decades. For years, nobody was allowed to enter. Nature slowly took over the empty hotels and streets. Sun-faded signs still hang from buildings. Store shelves remained stocked for years. Varosha became a frozen symbol of political division and unresolved conflict. Even today, much of the district remains abandoned. Number 7. The plague villages of Spain. Across rural Spain, hundreds of villages sit abandoned. Some were devastated by disease, others by famine, economic collapse, or migration. One famous example is Belchite. Destroyed during the Spanish Civil War in 1937, the town was left in ruins by dictator Francisco Franco as a reminder of the war. Nearby, newer settlements replaced it. But old Belchite still stands today, silent and broken. Elsewhere in Spain, shrinking populations have created entire regions of ghost villages. Young people moved to cities for jobs. Older generations passed away. And slowly, villages emptied. Some now have only a handful of residents. Others have none at all. It's a haunting glimpse into Europe's changing demographics and rural decline. Why do ghost towns fascinate us? Ghost towns fascinate us because they remind us how fragile civilization really is. A thriving city can disappear in a matter of days. War, disaster, economic collapse, political conflict, nature. Every abandoned place tells a story. And while these towns may be empty, they're far from silent. Their streets still echo with memories of the people who once lived there. Families, workers, children, dreams. These forgotten places are more than ruins. They're time capsules. So, which of these abandoned cities shocked you the most? Would you visit any of them? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating stories from around the world. Thanks for watching.